than a lot of other cores that might consider buying Mask of Madness right now. So that build is a little different than it used to be, perhaps.
Well, what you could do is you could, obviously shield yourself, and then you run in, and you pretty much ulti and then Mask of Madness, so that way you're healing for like more because you have less armor and whatever, you're just punching people.
Okay.
But yeah, it is going to be that safe lane Abaddon. So what I assume is they're going to go for more of like a mid-game timing, and they're going to go for like the Solar Crest Vlad's build, where they just really try to beef up their tower hitting hero, or their front line, and then they just go for the sieges, and then, getting the Solar Crest will help secure the Roshan easier, and they're actually kind of, I feel, on the clock this game. Game 1 Team Random were fighting against the Naga, and they were trying to establish some good map control and like win the game before No Tail came online. This time, I think it's more about Team Random being the ones who you need to stop. Because if you just give them a free lane and, Shadow gets farm, the Lina is a great matchup against the Shadow Fiend as well. It can get a little tricky.
Yeah, you never want to sleep on a Morphling. We've seen a lot of off-lane sacrificing and free-farming Morphling. Give him 15, 20 minutes alone. We saw it yesterday, how devastating that hero can be. So I definitely agree with you. The Jerax Kunkka, though, it's not a hero we see too often, but one that has a lot of power. Last match, we talked about gotcha, right? Kunkka, the master of gotcha. X marks the spot, 1,000 range, pull you back, great on allies. OG definitely have options here, and I think they have the right tools to be aggressive. If I were a betting man, I would put some confidence in this Clockwork Abaddon.
Well, considering the Shadow Fiend is starting with 17 souls, I'd say that his lane might not be so hard.
I didn't know that 17 was possible. I mean, that is a lot.
They are extremely good at doing it. I almost guarantee you they've practiced that in a lobby.
Oh, no doubt.
Because they instantly attack the same cog, and it's always the very top cog, and then they go clockwise. So as long as you know that's the order, you can get as many as you want. A lot of teams do it as kind of like a cheese, but they don't actually practice it. So when they get into a game, they get like half the value. OG literally got the maximum amount that you can get, I think. Like maybe you can get 18, but damn, that was close. It does also mean, though, that he sacrificed the level 1 bounty rune. Gave it to his offlaner.
That's true.
Or sorry, I usually see... I think he gave it to Jerax. I don't remember.
No Tail and Jerax grabbed him, yep. But yeah, I usually see about 9 souls on Shadow Fiend when I see this more commonly. Down bottom, Fly actually taking some damage here, but he's got the Shadow Ward. He'll heal himself back up. They're taking a few love taps there from Ice Ice. Still very curious what build No Tail goes for this game. Also worth mentioning that Shadow is in the off lane. They're doing some aggro action here on the side of Random, with the Monkey King and Crystal Maiden keeping him company. So it is a 3-on-2, trying to put some pressure on this Abaddon.
Yeah, this is a really, really tough lane to deal with, even for a hero like Abba, who is normally very tanky. Like, he might even be in trouble. It's almost... Yeah, he's got the Jingu proc now. He's going to have to just walk all the way around. He is going to be suffering in this lane.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate. Stray Clarity. Oh, wait, it's a Monkey King.
Yeah, that ain't a melee hero.
Fly. Taking a lot of damage here. That Jingu Mastery. Man, does it hurt. Ice Ice is doing so much work right now, Draskell.
He's giving him the run at.
And No Tail has no choice but to kind of retreat here. Meanwhile, mid, Lina getting low. Jerax and Ana, they find it. That's a Shadow Raise for the win. And Shadow Fiend already had a great start with the souls, and now he finds a First Blood on top of that. Amazing start for him as he lucks into a double damage rune at 2 minutes. Honestly, I don't think it gets much too much better than that.
Yeah, it's pretty much the dream start. Top lane, though, S4. Yeah.
Faith Beyond in a little bit of trouble, but he's got Firefly for a little bit longer. S4 getting kind of aggressive here. Doesn't have too much time left on the battery assault. As we're watching this, there will be a counter kill mid onto Ana, and Blink will pay with his life. So they'll go 1 for 1. And no kill up top. So sorry about that one, folks. That Bat Rider might die. So I guess that helps the Lina, at least breaking up some of the souls of the Shadow Fiend. Takes him back down to 10. So that's pretty good. But unfortunately,
he's going to get him like all back
again.
Right away. Yeah. I mean, it's 8 CS. No, I mean, sure, in the situation where you get jumped because you get hit by a stray torrent, getting the counter kill is the best possible play. S4 could be dying here as well.
Yeah, locked in replaced by the Frostbite, but damage not quite there. Shadow doesn't want to lose his mana, so they just finish off the cogs instead. This time Lina has to walk back to the mid lane.
That's the most painful thing, man. When you die as a mid player and you TP back and then you die again, and you're just like, my TP is not even off cooldown. He might die again.
Here we go. Jerax on the Kunkka, unrelenting, torrent into X. Ana connects with another raise, and that'll be one last auto attack to secure the kill. Lina dies for a third time. Shadow Fiend 1, 1, and 2. Been involved in every single kill. All about this mid lane.
They need to, like, stop this dual off lane, like switch back up to normal lanes, put the bat bottom, put Shadow top, and help this freaking Lina. Like, it is brutal right now. Almost level 5 on the Shadow Fiend. I mean, sure, the Lina is not really a full level behind yet, but you gotta remember, like, Lina, you kind of want to be playing from ahead. He's got 9 CS in 4 minutes. Like, this is 20 and 26. Obviously, there are cogs in there, but still, 9 CS.
Yeah.
He needs help.
This is brutal. And now Ana is just a level up on him. He can spam out the raises and just has more sustainability, a lot more to work with. Coming back to the bottom lane, S4 drops some cogs to break it up. It's now a safe lane try for OG. And Random will pull a rotation. No Tails move to the off lane, and Ice continues to put pressure on. Connects with the Boundless Strike. Primal Spring may connect here, and this looks like it's going to be a kill for Random. Monkey King just doing too much damage as now Jerax rotates in. Beautiful torrent onto Faith Beyond. Finds the counter kill and maybe even 2. Ice trying to go blow for blow. He gets the Jingu Mastery, but it's not enough. Jerax just hits too hard and he cleans it up. Still ends up well for OG, even when Random can find a kill on this Abaddon.
I think he's actually been in, yeah, every single kill. Jerax has been in every single kill for OG, so 5 kills in 5 minutes. They killed Alina 3 times. He goes top, gets a double kill by counter ganking the heroes that were diving his Abaddon. Like, this is super good start. They could be setting something up here on Ana, though. 3 heroes.
Frozen, Primal Spring, follow up LSA, it's there. And now the Boundless Strike. Ana will die. Jerax, can he find the counter kill, though? Brings down Ice easily. Not ideal for OG this time. It's a good rotation from Random. Meanwhile, up top, Faith Beyond gets a solo kill on the Abaddon without lasso?
Not quite sure how that happened. He must have... Oh, his TP was down. So he must have, like, TP'd back to lane. Oh, God, again. There's just action everywhere.
X again onto the Lina, pulls him back. The Frostbite does slow down Ana, but one more raise. Oh, the raindrops. Lina will survive, but if he can get in range for this auto attack, he will find the kill. Jerax almost goes down, 40 HP. Crystal Maiden really wants this, but I don't think she's going to be able to find it. Phase Boot's already up on Jerax. He's just too fast. The Nova's off the mark, and she falls again. 7-4, it's OG. Still maintaining this lead. Oh, no, actually not. It's Random out farming them. This whole time, Morphling's just been farming away. Number 1 on net worth. But this is turning into a core Kunkka here. Look at his farm.
He's super farmed. I mean, Jerax has been playing a great game. Bottom as well?
Well, S4 is probably going to go down here. Beautiful cogs, knocks back Shadow, but they've got this vision advantage as Ice jumps back down, and S4 almost finds a counter kill. Actually, a close call is now Jerax, the man of the hour. X, Torrent, he's going to have a combo here, and of course it's a counter kill onto Shadow. Ice will survive. He's going to jump around the trees to stay safe. The Kunkka that doesn't stop. 4-0-4.
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to analyze anything. They're just literally fighting nonstop, which I'm okay with, don't get me wrong. There was, in the river, actually, he could have killed Alina again. He tried to cleave off the CM illusions, which would have hit, but he accidentally canceled his auto attack. But unfortunately, for Y...
Oh, is this a hasted Jerax? No, he's just fast. He's got phase boots. Chases down the CM. I mean... He's making it look easy. He's making Kunkka look like a completely broken hero right now. Could you imagine if this was the first game of Dota you ever watched? You'd be like, dude, who's that pirate? He looks like the best hero in the game. Why doesn't everybody play the pirate?
He's OP. Let's go.
5-0-4 in 8 minutes as a support. Why kill creeps when you can kill heroes?
This has just evolved into like an all mid game or like all fight game.
Hook shot onto the Lina. LSA does connect, but there's a torrent from outside, and that'll be yet another kill. Ana rotates over to get it. Lasso onto Kunkka. JerAx will take a decent amount of damage, but he's got phase boots. He just walks out of it, turns, drops the X, but might hang around a bit too long. Ice jumps forward. Ana actually just goes for the TP home, and he'll make it. This could be the end of JerAx's streak. Oov, not going to be enough damage. They have no way to close the gap. Shrine not going to be up for 25 seconds, but he does have some reinforcements. Monkey King still in hot pursuit. He wants it, and he finds it. That'll be a 5x streak finished off. And Ice, I think he lives here. They have no way to clear out these trees to finish him off.
Melee hero. That's all I'm going to say. Melee hero. Hits him from like 450 range. Like, what? Oh, God. Yeah, but Blink still really suffering here. Level 8 in the Shadow Fiend versus the... I guess he's almost level 7, but...
Still
Ice still stuck behind enemy lines. Maybe he wants to get
no
a ward
TP. Down? I wonder where he wants to ward. Is the plateau too obvious? Maybe try to cut the lane. They do have a sentry down here. He needs to be careful. Oh, no.
Ana didn't see it. He wasn't looking.
They'll still probably find it, though.
Okay.
Plenty of time left on this sentry. They'll give it over to JerAx. That's unfortunate. Well, you win some, you lose some. And
oh, God, they spotted him.
They know. They catch the X into Torrent, but he still springs away. What in the world? I didn't know you could do that.
I think he just timed it, like, perfectly for when the X brought him back.
What a hero. Ice taunting him a little bit here after that sick play. Drops the Boundless Strike. JerAx, he's got X in 1, but misses the Torrent, and we'll just back up. No Tail died while we were watching that, but... sorry, No Tail.
Wait, he died with his ult off cooldown?
S4 misses the hook shots, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like it. How does this keep happening?
I'd have to watch the replay. I didn't actually see how he died. I'm assuming his ult couldn't have been up, right? Like, it had to have been popped from a much earlier point in time, and then he must have been killed that way.
It just came off cooldown in the grave. Yep, very likely. Well, a lot of action. This is definitely the most high-octane game that you and I have cast, and still it's random that are finding the better of the farm. One hero we have not talked about much. It's the Morphling, but he is still farming away. Perseverance, Brown Boots, Aquila at 11 minutes. He'll just go right for the Perseverance.
Yeah, like you were mentioning earlier, the crazy thing about this game is that even as many kills as there have been from the side of OG, they're actually still not farming as well. Still behind in experience and gold overall. 3-man smoke here coming in from Team Random.
Monkey King still not level 6, and also no Blink Dagger on Bat Rider, but he did pick up the Drum of Endurance. So a little extra movement speed, has some initiation power alongside the team. OG clumped up in the mid here. Are they going to smoke up themselves? Thinking about it, JerAx just pulled it out of the backpack. They might just press forward mid instead. Meanwhile, down bottom, initiation onto S4. Faith Beyond kind of grabs him here, but hook shot out of the cogs. Now the lasso, boat flies across. S4 buys himself a little bit of time, but it's not enough. It was a 3-on-2, and OG just don't have the resources, but now Ana's here. They bring down Ice, and it'll make it a 1-for-1. Faith Beyond, TP's home. JerAx does not have mana for the spells. No way to stop it. Meanwhile, Shadow up top finishes off the tier 1 tower and finds his level 10.
This is like a very hard game to keep track of because there's just so many fights going on at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
There's a couple of heroes who are like super over-leveled comparative to what you would expect. Like, Fly's level 7 already. I mean, he's actually higher level than JerAx, which I guess kind of makes sense if you think about it from he's probably like pulling and getting a little bit more farm from that perspective. But yeah, now that the Golem is up, so I'm kind of expecting OG to maybe adopt more of a full team fight kind of approach. Because again, they do want to keep creating these chaotic situations. They just want to make sure that they're always coming out on top and abusing that cooldown. Aren't going to miss here.
Faith Beyond still in pretty deep. Doesn't really have much in the way of reinforcements. Monkey King is coming, but he still does not have the ultimate. And OG actually will just break it off. Ana goes back to farming instead of trying to pursue. Bat Rider lives. Very deep wards from Team Random right now. Plateau right outside of the pole camp there. Good eyes on the enemy. Here we go. Mid lane. It'll be a nice pick on the Crystal Maiden. S4 sets it up.
All right, should be a tower, I think.
Yeah.
I guess the CM is up really soon.
Still a lot of damage on the tier 1. They do have a glyph. Still an option to make a hold. Torrent just barely off the mark on the Lina. Faith Beyond on the back line. He does have a lasso. He might look to initiate here. They drop the stun onto Ana to start things off. Primal Spring connects on a few. And this Shadow Fiend in a lot of trouble. Wukong's command comes out. They lose Ana. S4 doing some decent return damage to Ice, and they will actually bring him down. No Tail uses the borrowed time. As Freezing Field from the CM comes out, they'll burst down No Tail, and it's a 1 for 2. Not a great fight for OG, and it's not done yet. S4 on the run. Shadow chasing him down. Will secure the kill. Make it a 1 for 3. Team Random taking control.
They lost the SF way too fast. Like, the coordination coming in from Team Random was really solid. They get the Q from the Monkey King, the Boundless Strike. They hit him, they stun him. He leaps in straight away, throws out the Wukong's command. They land a Light Strike array on top of that, dropped a Laguna Blade. And I think Fly hesitated too many times on his ult, because he was like cancel casting, trying to get it like perfect to make sure that they get the counter initiation. But by that point, there was no saving Ana. Like, he was already way too low. They will be able to just walk back up though and get the tower after the fact. But well, they do lose the fight.
Yeah, and a haste rune for Ana here. Just right into the Dragon Lance. So pretty tanky Shadow Fiend, but that far forward, they've got a lot of tools to initiate. You know, the Boundless Strike into Lasso. The Bat Rider, pretty speedy with that Drum of Endurance. And after the success of that fight, he's getting close to the Blink Dagger, 1,600 gold. So something else that OG will have to keep in the back of their minds will be coming online pretty soon. And Lina, man, she has really recovered. She's died a lot of times, but now 4-4-1, number 3 overall on net worth, only 600 or so behind that of the Shadow Fiend. Very solid recovery, all things considered.
Alina does have really solid spam, and he's going the patented Bloodstone build, so he's got the Soul Ring and the Arcanes for just, you know, non-stop Light Strike Array, spam the Dragon Slave, get your creeps, you know, get your recovery going. And because he lived through a lot of the engagements, like the big ones, the one we just saw mid, he's able to kind of accrue that experience that he didn't get mid because he was dying so much. And it's also going to be a finish Linken's here on Shadow, so, you know, Team Random actually getting a lot of what they need and being able to just get to that point in the game where they're feeling very hard to fight into already.
Absolutely. Midas up on the Abaddon, so No Tail in it for the long haul and not really in a position to fight at the moment. Not particularly tanky. They'll just hand over that tier 1 tower in the bottom lane as Shadow finishes it off. Andy, what do you think about this level 10 Lina talent? Cast range versus LSA. I feel like I've seen cast range mostly. Honestly, a little bit surprised to see the extra damage on the stun.
Well, the main reason that you want to take damage is for when you're farming. Because without the extra LSA damage, you don't one-shot creep waves with your combo. You like need to hit the melee creeps once and then hit them again. But the melee creeps will just instantly die to the combo if you get that talent. So when you're going Bloodstone, it makes all the sense in the world. Because before, you used to have to choose between that and respawn time. And then no one got the damage because respawn time was OP. So yeah, now it's all about the farm game.
Okay, cool. I like that. Good to know that that's the break point that makes it worth it. No Tail looking for Solar Crest out next. His team pushes that tier 1 tower up top. Meanwhile, Faith Beyond dies behind the tower. Laguna Blade comes out, but there's the borrowed time. Wukong's command as well. Ana again taking so much damage. It's blasted down, but it's Fly with a huge ult in return. They kill both the supports on the Dire. Faith Beyond in very deep secures the kill on S4, but it could cost him everything. Hangs on to the lasso, actually brings down No Tail. It's Fly and Jerax, the last 2 survivors, trying to put as much damage as they can into Shadow, but Lina's got a full mana pool, and she's going to come back in. This could be kind of scary. They do a lot of damage to the Golem, trying to finish off this Bat Rider. He'll look to TP home, but Fly gets the kill. Jerax on the other side. Boat comes across, but not there in time to delay his death. It's another good fight for Random, though OG do get a little bit out of it. TP home from Lina will be successful. It's a 3-for-4 overall, 400 net worth gain for Team Random.
That was a crazy fight, man. Like, Faith Beyond was in there. He just, behind enemy lines, gets hook shot, doesn't care, keeps going in, farther, farther, farther. One of the last heroes to actually drop in the team fight. The Golem was pretty solid. Actually gets the full duration, too. It's going to kind of fizzle out here. And I guess Fly is going to be pretty happy with that exchange, because that is pretty much a full Midas. Like, he just got rich from that team fight. So that's kind of like the, I guess, the hidden value out of that team fight for OG is their Warlock is now going to be like accelerated into his Refresher Aghanims, which is really where you want to be. But at the same time, Ana is like, he went from having an amazing start to kind of struggling now. He's 2 levels behind Alina. Well, I guess a level and a half to be more accurate.
Yeah.
But he really, really needs BKB. Like originally he was going to go for the SNY, but he's just getting bursted so hard by magical damage in the fights that he's changed his itemization. Originally he didn't want to buy this item, but feels like he needs it.
Absolutely. It's never ideal. He's going to feel, I think, underwhelming in the damage department before too long with just Dragon Lance and BKB, especially if he upgrades the Lance just right into a Hurricane Pike. It's 2 kind of more defensive utility type items. So, yeah, tough game for Ana. I mean, he's been a little bit forward with his positioning, and now that he's fallen behind, it's just going to get harder. Also, checking in on the Morphling, that burst damage can become a reality. He's got the Boots of Travel now secured, and it's going to be that E-Blade on the horizon next for Shadow. So, even more incentive for Ana to pick up that BKB sooner rather than later.
The BKB is going to be an integral point in the game, though, for OG, because if they don't make anything big out of the fresh BKB, and like having these chaotic offerings being dropped, it's going to get real tough real fast. Because that Morphling, we saw how tanky Shadow is. He was sitting there pretty much the entire fight, even walked back in after most of his team was pretty much dead. Yeah. And just kept fighting, kept fighting, kept fighting. And, you know, obviously the last 2 heroes being Jerax and Fly alive at that last team fight, they can't kill a Morphling. It's just not happening. So they need somebody who can actually kill the Morph. And I'm just kind of questioning who is that? Like, what hero can kill Morphling on this team right now?
Yeah, I don't know. Jerax has an armlet. He is transitioning into a little bit more of a right clicker. They will break the Lincolns, but replicate other side of the map. Morphling will jump to it and dodge the gank. Also transition that into a tier 1 tower push. They'll grab an objective. Lasso all the while. Jumps onto the Clockwork, and S4 in a lot of trouble. He does have a Force Staff, but it won't be enough to save him. His team will try to take the tier 1 down bottom. They force out the Glyph, and they will finish off the tower, but unfortunate for this Clockwork. He is lowest on the team. This is basically a position 5 Clockwork right now. Brutal.
Yeah, I mean, they first picked the hero. When you first pick a Clock, you kind of have to expect that it's going to not be a good Clockwork game. The only reliable targets he can hookshot are like the Lina and Crystal Maiden, I guess. And the Vision game against the Monkey King, like I get all that, but it's still very hard to make the hero function, I think, against this type of lineup that Team Random has. Because there's so much like area control and area damage where you're just going in as this Clockwork and you're just dying. Like there's Dragon Slays, Waveforms, Fire on the Ground, Flame Break, you know, Light Strike Array, Crystal Nova, Freezing Field. Like every one on the side of Team Random does some kind of AoE damage. So Clockwork can't really isolate as well as he wants.
Right. Tier 2 for Tier 2. Top lane, Morphling able to finish it off, and OG do commit. Ana finds the last hit there. He does have the BKB in tow, still the 10-second charge, ready to rock and roll, and goes right back for that SNY queued up.
I really think that OG want a Roche right now. It's kind of tough against Bat and the Monkey King as well, but they got the Solar Crest completed on the Abaddon, and he's got full Curse of Avernus. So with the Shadow Fiend minus armor and the Solar Crest, they can actually kill it pretty quick. It's just going to be a matter of can they establish the map control to get it. Because if they don't get Roche, it's going to be real hard for them to get to a point in the game where they're going to feel confident, I think.
S4 looking for the opening. Hook shot onto the Lina, but she's got a Shadow Blade, and they are lacking detection. A missed opportunity there. They do have a Sentry Ward. Looks like Fly's going to head up and drop it. But he gets lassoed, pulled in. Laguna, they bring him down. Fly will be the first casualty of this fight. No Tail. Maybe gets left behind. Wukong's command pump faked. Still has it available. X comes out onto the Bat Rider. That'll push him back. OG in full retreat mode. Ana, BKB, looking for the Requiem. Does connect on most of the Dire. Wukong's command comes out. They'll bring down the Crystal Maiden. Ice on the low ground. Will survive through it. Not the most amazing debut of that 10-second BKB charge. And now Ana, without magic immunity, will get initiated on. Random trying to follow up. Morphling joins the party, but nice cogs from S4 in the choke point. Breaks things up. Ice comes in looking to finish off the kill, but he gets finished off himself. Ana with another Shadow Raise. Faith Beyond, Force Staff. He gets into the front lines, brings down Ana. No Tail, does not have the ult. He's running out of resources. OG just getting picked off one at a time. S4 is still very low. Force Staff's up to the high ground. And I think that'll be the end of it. OG finally make it back to their base.
He might get the bat. He might
lose
get the bat.
a lot along the way.
Oh, the shadow word. Oh my god, his tranquil's kicked in. Unfortunate. Oh man, these fights are really difficult for OG. Like, you mentioned the Tenzlik and BKB not really doing that much.
Hello?
And
did I lose you,
I think... Oh, am I there? Hello?
There we go.
Okay, weird. I guess my mic came unplugged there for a second. But yeah, the whole fight was... I think it's showcasing how strong Batrider is against these kind of lineups where you have like a ton of melee heroes. The Abaddon can really only shield every couple of seconds. Everyone else is just covered in like sticky napalm. And you can just bait out so many spells. And Borrowed Time has to be used at some point to be able to, you know, either get rid of the debuffs or cast some spells on your teammates. They're going to go for the Roche fight though.
Yeah, hookshot in on his Shadow. Roche is very low. S4 eats the Laguna Blade, but the Golem connects on most of the Dire squad. Roche dies to the Radiant, but it gets snatched by Faith Beyond. The boat is what finally finished off Roche. Now BKB, the 9-second charge used by Ana. They want to try to finish off the Batrider, but they can't do it. They lose Fly. Jerax in the front line will not be able to survive. And it's another rather disastrous fight for OG. Primal Spring does connect on No Tail. His ult on cooldown, but can they actually pursue to grab this? Flame Break bops him to the side. They're going to have Jingu Mastery in a second. LSA connects, and this should be a dead Abaddon if they can just get in position for the remaining right clicks. Maybe even more. Ana, still not totally in the clear. Ice, well, he's just in a little bit too far. They're going to end up handing over a freebie. Aegis does get utilized. Faith Beyond comes back to life. Pretty much the only thing that goes the way of OG there is they get the last hit on Roche. So they get some extra gold that way, but the follow-up, disastrous.
Well, they got the last hit on the Roshan, and they took the Aegis away as well. So,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of it, it wasn't, like, ideal by any stretch, but, you know, they'll take what they can get. The Aegis not being on Shadow, for example, or I guess you would probably just want to put it on Blink if you could. That means they probably could have gone high ground a little bit earlier, but it's already kind of at that stage in the game where you're looking at this and you're like, man, it is going to be so damn hard to deal with this morph. And I think he's just about to murder Jerax. He's got a DD. Looks like he's going to be scouted out here. Jerax is going to just go ahead and retreat. But yeah, it's rough at the moment.
Jerax going for the pipe. That'll help a little bit. Is there any way they can itemize to try to deal with the Morphling? I mean, look towards
the Glimmer is
the
up.
Lincolns and... Yeah, Glimmer. Say like Bloodthorn or something to be able to just lock him down and kill him. Monkey King gets caught. Jerax with the X Torrent. Do they have the follow-up, though? Ice on the run. Jerax with that low cooldown X pulls him back again, and they do have the right clicks to actually finish him off.
Yeah, every pick is super important for OG at the moment. I think the Glimmer is a step in the right direction because it's a defensive item that's going to help Ana. Because even after BKBing, you know, there's not really a whole heck of a lot that he can do. He throws out the Requiem, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't do enough right-click damage yet to really be that much of a threat to the cores, so I kind of need to rely on the rest of my teammates to follow things up, and we need a good rock. S4.
Lina actually catches him with that LSA. Laguna to follow up, and the auto attacks are there. The sniper rifle. Miss Lina inverse. BKB on the way for her also.
God, he is just going ham this game. 3 levels higher than the SF even. Oh my god, they're going to find No Tail again.
Yep, has the Borrowed Time, of course. Blink in Hot Pursuit does not have Laguna Blade for 27, so they're a little bit light on burst damage, but Faith Beyond does have a lasso. And that's it. They won't go for it.
Now you can tell, though, just by the posturing that, you know, OG are feeling the pressure. Faith Beyond's got that gem. They're de-warding. There's only one thing of vision up on the side of OG currently, and that's on the other side of the map where, I mean, I guess it's a pretty good ward, but at the same time, you're not really going to get control of your jungle back, I think, anytime soon. I'm just kind of wondering if there's like a big item that OG can pick up that's actually going to be able to turn the game, because right now it just feels like Team Random has this stranglehold on the map. And now there's a BKB on Blink? My lord. Alright, this is getting real hairy.
Yeah. BKB about to be delivered. I mean, Bloodthorn is the only item that comes to mind for me. If they can break the Morph Lincolns and Bloodthorn him...
that's not even a thing. Like,
yeah,
he's going to have BKB by the time the Bloodthorn is even close to being accomplished. Because Bloodthorn is like 7,000 some odd gold, and then...
Yeah, it's super expensive. And Shadow Fiend has Lincolns queued up. Alright, this is pretty nice if they can get a kill on Faith Beyond. Force staff down as S4 hook shots in. Very awkward positioning as he gets caught on the cliff. Kind of unfortunate, but they still get the kill. Crystal Maiden very low, but moves around through the trees and will live. So nice pick off. But yeah, Lincoln's Sphere coming out on the Shadow Fiend, another defensive item.
I mean, he has to stay alive. That's definitely true. By the way, very clutch pickup there from Y. He got the gem off Faith Beyond as he died. Like, Anna pinged it as it hit the ground, but I don't think the rest of OG either noticed fast enough, but the bet was their gem carrier, and they didn't recover the gem. It would have been a much, much bigger win if they could have gotten that for themselves and, you know, walk around, deward their side of the map, maybe get a little bit of breathing room, but
yeah,
Team Random not allowing themselves to fall prey to that kind of stuff.
Yep, and of course, the E-Blade now out on the Morphling. And he'll be moving towards BKB next. Farming boat used here in the mid lane. Still have not seen that 10-second charge from the Lina either. No fresh magic immunity with Shiva's Guard on the way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Lincoln Shadow Fiend after SNY and Dragonlance. I'm really concerned about their damage output. I mean, I know there's like the synergy of, okay, Kunkka Boat with Fatal Bonds, the Tidebringer, the Shadow Fiend Requiem. Like, all that stuff on paper sounds great. But both cores on Team Random have BKBs. Like, you need to right-click for damage. Lots and lots and lots of damage. And I'm just having a really hard time. Like, well, it's not even just the fact that he doesn't have it, it's how many inventory slots do you have?
Double damage rune. Step in the right direction. Hoping Shadow will walk up to the high ground, but will not fall for it, and has a replicate down anyhow, so not an easy target to try to kill. Does a lot of return damage to No-Tail. Forces out the borrowed time right away. Sentry Ward comes down, but No-Tail very low on HP. They catch Faith Beyond. Bat Rider getting low, but LSA buys him some time. Does not keep him alive, however. Couple of pronged attacks coming out here as Shadow on the back line. Almost finishes off Jerax. They drop the Golem. They bring down Lina, and she uses the BKB charge. That's pretty huge.
It's the gem as well.
Okay, so 2 for nil. Gem down. And 1 less second of BKB they'll have to worry about. Yeah, that's a decent victory. Roshan not even close to up. That's a little bit unfortunate for the OG squad, but
that was as good as it gets, honestly. Like, outside of Roche not being up. If Roche was up, that would have been, like, the absolute perfect fight. So they kind of went for the scramble, going for the gem when Faith Beyond died. And then, you know, Blink puts himself in a very, very dangerous position and ends up getting picked off. So, very nicely done from OG. Oh, God, S4.
Oh, my. That's the shotgun, baby. Load him up and knock him down. Lincoln's gets broken. Now Faith Beyond jumps forward. Does have a lasso here. No-Tail takes the E-Blade burst. That'll be the borrowed time. And again, it's Ana that gets grabbed by the lasso. Wukong's command doing a lot of damage. They destroy Fly. Ana just TPs out. And OG kind of cut their losses. They lose 3, so still pretty devastating. And I think Shadow Fiend did also BKB for that. Yeah, that was his 8-second charge. So that also hurts. We'll be on cooldown now for another 50 seconds.
Just wanting a little bit too much out of the team fight win, I think. And Team Random, again, just punishing them so hard. This Morphling pick, my goodness. This hero is doing so much work this game. There's just no answer.
Uh-oh. Jerax walks forward, trying to X himself back to safety, but it's too much damage. They just kill him. No buyback on the Kunkka.
Can you not X when you're frostbitten?
Apparently not.
I don't actually... He might have still been stunned by the LSA, to be honest. I'm just, like, kind of thinking out loud. But, yeah, really, really nice chain crowd control there coming in from Team Random. That's a free melee Rex. They kill the Kunkka. They just get out. Roshan's going to be up soon. The timings that Team Random are hitting right now are perfect. Like, they're going to get the Shrine. They're going to get Roche. And then, what's the Golem timing? So 30 seconds, give or take. If OG contests this Roshan and fails, I think it might just be GG.
Yeah, it's starting to feel that way. 24-27, maybe feels like it should be more even, but it's a 15,000 gold difference. And as we've said time and time again here, there's just no answer to this Morphling. 8-1-8. I wouldn't be surprised if Shadow doesn't die again this game. He's got BKB and Lincoln's. Still a 10-second BKB. Scotty or Manta coming out next. I mean, he's pretty big.
This is a rough one. I think, honestly, it really boils down to the fact that the Clockwork has just had such a hard time really being able to do what he wanted to do. There's just not really that much that he can accomplish in these fights. He's just getting wrecked like every single time he walks forward. They're always
Andy,
getting...
look at this.
I mean, they're going for the Roche, but they know. Like, Team Random definitely know.
Oh my, they jump right in. Lasso grabs Ana straight up, but the rock comes down. They actually focus at BKB, pop by Lina. They do kill Crystal Maiden first. Shadow relatively low on HP. It looks like a good fight for OG.
Oh,
Roche does
Ice!
get finished off by the Dire, but Ice grabs the Aegis. It just snatch. Now Ana, caught by the Laguna, will survive as he gets Glimmer caped away. Ice loses the Aegis. Shadow still getting pretty low, but survives. They kill the Shadow Fiend. Clockwork's still alive, but a few more right clicks will bring him down, and OG get completely cleaned up. It looked like they had a window there, but all 5 hit the deck, and Random beeline it towards the Radiant base.
Ice, God. He goes in, he gets the last hit on Roche against the Shadow Fiend, and he gets the Aegis. Like, oh my God, that was brutal to watch. Monkey King is going to be banned game 3.
Yeah,
for sure.
No doubt. 100% win rate this series, and an amazing performance, really, in both games. Glyph comes out. There are 2 buybacks available for OG, the Abaddon and the Shadow Fiend, so this game might not be over yet. But the tier 4s go down, and it's looking pretty likely that Random will be able to end it here. Ana buys back, gets lassoed immediately, X'd back, BKBs. Random finish off the tier 4s, and with the next buyback, they will start to retreat. Hookshot out from S4. X onto Faith Beyond. But S4 just dies first. They destroy the Clockwork. The Cogs do push back the Batrider. He falls, and they get the gem back. So OG get a little something out of it. But they did have to use a couple of buybacks. Not great.
Economical damage dealt. And they're going to get the... They could get the Shrine on the way out. Maybe they're a bit hesitant. They're going to see a hero show top. Maybe they change their mind. Yeah, there we go. Our boy Blink's going to hit it down. Still, though, really solid performance out of Team Random, especially after the kind of thwomping that OG handed him in game number 1. It's very impressive to see a team bounce back like this. So, hey, man. First full 3-game series for us to cast. Well, maybe I'm saying a little bit too soon, but I'm excited at the aspect of getting to watch the teams again.
Yeah, I mean, a little greedy from Random to try to go for the win. They get the tier 4s, so they do still get a lot of net worth out of it. But as we pointed out, the buybacks just cripple OG further, and we're now up to nearly a 30k net worth and experience difference. Butterfly on the way for Ana. So evasion will help. I don't think there's any MKBs on the enemy side. Nope.
The only one I think who would make one would be Lina, and I think Blink's going for Daedalus, yeah. He's got the Demon Edge and the Crystallis, so he's going for the big pew-pew.
Straight damage. Yeah, he decided to skip the Shivas, actually. Just picked up the plate mail for some extra armor and went right into the right click.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for MKB, because they already had a Solar Crest. I don't think Morphling is a good MKB carrier at all. You pretty much just want stats. But Lina can actually buy MKB, because you have such huge attack range. You sit in the back, you hit through the Solar Crest, you hit through the Butterfly coming out as well onto Ana. Or maybe he just didn't see the Eagle song yet. I'm not sure. Either one is plausible, I suppose, at this point. But yeah, looks like
Xerax
Team
has
Random...
Rapier queued up, so they're in Hail Mary mode.
I mean, he's got... Wait. Yeah, I was going to say, I was looking at the courier for a second because he had no money, and I was like, did he actually just buy Rapier? How does he have that much money? And then I realized that he actually only has 400 gold.
Yep, he's busted. So, long-range siege here. Lina just destroys the tower. Shadow now moves up to the high ground. BKB still ready to be used. There is no glyph for OG, so not an easy defense here. Wukong's command gets deployed. BKBs get popped as Ana starts off the fight. Nice Golem comes down from Fly. Ice, even with the BKB on, still taking a lot of damage, but the Shadow Fiend rendered completely ineffective. Laguna'd and just destroyed as now No Tail presses forward. Gets dropped as well, and that'll be it. They'll call it. Final fight's a quick 3-0, and we are moving to an ace match, game 3.
Really well played from Team Random. Again, bouncing back from the game 1, pretty one-sided in favor of OG. This time, I really felt like S4 and No Tail really struggled. Like they put a lot of emphasis on getting Ana, the souls in the beginning of the game,